Hi, I want to dedicate this video to some of my mediumistic experiences, but the problem that I had and I didn't want to do this video is that a lot of psychics and mediums throughout history they have not had very good reputation, or they've been kind of harassed, and they were very much doubted, and some have been killed, and all that. So I mean, these experiences, I would say that they are experiences of that happens in the soul, and it's not something that is hacked in the stone, or there's no scientific proof, or just because I said so that doesn't mean that you have to accept it. But then the psychics or spiritualists claim that the soul is the final reference point. What the soul experiences is reality and is true. Anyhow, I have had a lot of experiences, and there just would be a waste to not to mention them, and some of them are so beautiful, so divine. I truly believe that the souls that came through these experiences were the souls of those people that have departed, and they have many of the characteristics that the original person had. Um, I have checked some I just will take as faith. Well, before I start, I would like to make some commentary about what happens to people after they die, their souls. When we are in the physical body, we take on the characteristics of the body. But when a person dies after a while, I don't know, it depends on each person, how attached they are to this world. Most people, after they have gone 40 days or a year, they know how to project themselves in the most beautiful form that they ever had, which for most people is the soul can use to progress and go into even higher realms is charity, is like influencing and doing something for somebody who's in the material world, which is the lowest, most base world there exists. We are in the worst place that there could be. So when a spirit influences a person, inspires them, and they do great things, he or she benefits, and she can move on to even higher realms. And some persons are almost millionaires, like Jesus, because they have influenced people positively in so many ways. Uh, and also these experiences are subjective. They're open to interpretations, and I don't I don't buy the argument that the people who have these experiences they're crazy, because I'm not crazy. I have a fantastic mind, and I solve the most difficult math problems, physics problems. So my experiences are not fantasies, and they're not fiction. One other commentary would be that will help you understand this would be that there was a philosopher. His name was Immanuel Kant, and he was a dualist like the Rene Descartes, and he said that the world is divided into two parts. I don't agree with him, but this is his interpretation. That would be a world of phenomena, which is like the physical world, and the world of noumena. Well, the world of noumena is like almost like a ghost in the machine. What your mind constructs of the world of phenomena through the senses. Our senses picks out these bits and pieces of information and characteristics of the world of phenomena and takes it back into the back of the mind, and over there builds up a ghost, an image of the physical world. It's like the experience of the soul is like being a person that has grown up in a very noisy theater. There's all kinds of images and pictures going on, and all he or she sees are these images and constructions that his mind has constructed. But this is not reality. This is a world of mirage that our mind constructs. It's like a prison house, but it's not true. But in the intermission or sometimes when things are quiet, then he or she experiences things within herself that are real. That's her own experience, her own soul, or she might get hungry, or she might want to go to the bathroom, or this and that. Those experiences are more real than these images that are on the screen. Anyhow, the Renaissance and before, they would call that these experiences that come from inside, not from the what we construct with our mind, as revelations, as mediumistic experience, and they can come through maybe through communion with the universal mind, God, or they can come through with as a result of communion with the different ghosts or spirits, and or even they can come as sensing or perceiving the energies of plants or animals or even objects that they have collected. So these experiences freaks most people out very much, unless you're a psychic and you have had many of these experiences. You understand this is not something that you imagined or constructed. This is actually something that's coming from inside of you, from your soul. Or when a spirit wants to communicate with you, he or she will project into your soul these images, and the Arabs have a word like it's called ta'ayyun, which means envisioning. Is not that there is something on the outside world and you're seeing a ghost over there. It's something that's inside the world, in your mind, in your soul, and your eyes will construct it out of whatever material, whatever pixels, or whatever it is out there, because it is projecting it from inside out. Okay, the soul cannot project itself into the material world, but it can project itself into your mind, into your brain. This is a really hard concept to grasp, but This is the basis of communion with many ghosts. And anyhow, I had three dreams. I would call these mediumistic or divine. One, it happened when I was awake in the Sufi temple. I fell into a trance and saw Imam Ali. But the first dream I'll relate to you because most audiences are like Christian, and they will grasp this very quickly. I had this dream of Jesus, and I saw this man. He was in his 30s, and in the fashion of the Jews, I felt that like there are braids on the sides, but there wasn't. I wasn't sure if there were braids or not. And if you look at the Jesus' picture, you see this. His hair is kind of curly. He's got a lot of hair on top. Some you would feel like they were braided, but they were not. He had hair on his face, but some parts were also bare. He was like in his 30s, and he had a serious face. But some parts of the face were also bare. Like, for example, this cheek would be bare, but the rest would be covered with hair. And when there was this communion and this connection, as soon as he saw me, he said that oh, it's you, as if he has seen a clergy, and he kind of I sense it like the communication is not verbal. It's like a lot of stuff goes back and forth, but it's not all in words. It was as if there was a little disappointment, like I didn't do all this religious crap yet you are doing, but look where I got, how far I got. And this is one of the characteristics of Jesus, that he did not really like religiosity and religious dogma, and he showed that within very first second or 2 seconds. Anyhow, then afterwards there were a whole series of images. I saw this very nice. I don't know. It was a temple. It was a Roman style building with Roman numerals or Roman writings on the inscriptions on it, and it was a beautiful building, as if it was church and stuff. He kind of showed that to me, and then I followed him, and there were all these women. They were praising his name. They were very nicely dressed, and he told me I didn't do anything. Look how they admire me. And then he kind of moved away, and he became into like this reddish, purplish mist. I kind of missed him, and I ran after him. I became like a ghost, and I communed or became one with him. It was a very strange dream. I am personally Muslim, and I have read the New Testament, but I'm not a Christian. I did ask for communion, and I did receive it. It was a dream that happened like early hour of the morning, and I got up. I thought to myself that I should write this down, and I should remember it. But it was a pretty experience. It was nice, and my soul communed with him. Then I was in the Sufi temple, and the Sufis have a way of praising the first Imam Ali. He's the first Sufi master, or he was the first Imam, and you know what the word Madahi means? Praising. It's like monks singing Ave Maria, you know, remembering Mary, and it's similar to like a calling. But if when most people call out to these divine spirits, they don't get an answer, or when they get an answer, they just ignore it. But when as a psychic, when I call out, I get an answer and I do remember it. And when when I was singing Madahi, and remembering Imam Ali and praising him, there were many beautiful poems. Then I wasn't even asleep. It wasn't a dream, as if like the whole I lost vision of the whole temple and stuff. It was like a image that was in my soul. I saw the Imam come in, and it was I don't know if you have ever seen some of these Shia temples. Is like usually there's a huge yard, and all around the yard there's hujra, but the hujras they're not rooms. They're like there's three walls or curved roof, and then the front is open, because the places over there they're very hot, and people usually sleep in the hujra. A hujra means the little cave or little room. Anyhow, I saw him coming from like a door that was like curved on top. I don't know how to describe this to you, but the seeing the Imam is like seeing God Himself. It's just the Sufis have a name for this. They call it the Hale Hayaran, which means like the station of being in total perplexity, as if, for example, you have a huge crush on a girl or a person, as soon as they walk in, you're just spellbound, you know, looking at this spiritual glory. It was just when I saw the spirit of Imam, I was totally shocked, totally taken back. I was like looking at him, and it didn't even last like 1 or 2 seconds, I would say, and he faded away. But he did want me to see him in his grandeur. That was a very beautiful experience, and the Imam had said that whoever saw me in my light has seen God. I believe I saw God, because when you see this Imam, is like your soul thinks that in millions of years I will reach this place the Imam is at. It's just like seeing God. There is nothing in the material world that's even remotely comes close. Okay, this is how it is. The only analogy I can make of it is like if you're deeply in love with a woman, and she just breaks up, and you see her for a moment, and you're just spellbound. That's the only analogy I could think of. The other mediumistic experiences that I had, they involve Greeks. I don't know how I am tied psychically or spiritually to the Greeks. Maybe somewhere along the line in the long history there was a crossover, but usually when a person has a conflict or a problem, and they don't know how to resolve it, and it just persists and go on, it's like a calling, and some divine spirit tries to intervene and try to show you the ending of it, how it will play out. But My problem is that I am from Iran, and I have been here in the United States, and I had two wives. Both of them were white women, and there is a certain attraction, but all these relationships, they were total failures, and there was some love but a bunch of hate too. So it was like a love-hate relationship. So I don't know, these energies, they reflected somewhere. When I saw this dream of Cleopatra, and she came in my dream, I did not recognize her. She had this white dress, and she was trying to make me recognize her. Usually, when a ghost comes in and is communing with you, she or he tries to pick your brain out to see what information do you have of that culture, to remind you of the Greeks or the Romans. Okay, so I don't have a lot of memories of Greeks. Okay, just some stuff I saw in museum was like tombstone. There was a hacking in the Greek letters. That's all, because I'm Iranian, and we haven't had a lot of contacts with Greeks for a long time. Then, but the Romans, I knew from army fatigue, how they dress up, what a Roman looks like. Anyhow, she tried to kind of communicate with me that she's a Greek. Okay, and I couldn't understand what she was trying to do. Finally, she gave up, and she said, "What do I have to do? Do I have to dress up like a toga, like a Greek sororities?" So I finally got it that, yeah, okay. I said, okay, you are a Greek woman. As soon as this idea came to me that she's Greek, then I saw all these other Greeks. She was like a magnet. She was attracting all kinds of people were going to her, and she was coming to them. And she was like I finally figured out, hey, she's like a really important person. She's like a magnet. She's a queen or something. And then when that information came in, then I saw that she had this boyfriend or a friend, and he there was no doubt when I saw him, he was a Roman, and he kneeled down. He said that my first love is to Rome. He took a spear and pulled the bow and killed her with the arrow. And while she said that, oh, I couldn't be anything but this Greek. I had to do all this stuff as a queen to protect my kingdom or whatever. This was my destiny, and but we were also together too. And then I saw that they have both died and they were dead, but they were back together. It was like she had taken him back. It was like a kind of sweet, kind of sorrowful thing. It was like tragic. It was Greek tragic, but it was kind of, she was hinting that, Hassan, your relationships with these women are always going to be like this. They're going to be a little love and a lot of hate, and back and forth. So she kind of showed the destiny of all these relationships. I guess this spirit is very sweet, and she empathized with my personal life. Anyhow, afterwards I went and looked at the some of the statues and some of the lookalikes of her. It did look a bit like her. Later on, I looked at some more, and she, as a queen, she tries to look very stern, because at her time, most of the rulers were men, and she tries to be very state-like, very commanding, and I thought she was very sweet, and she was a queen, and she's still doing things out of charity. Anyhow, this is there was another dream that I had, and this involves the Greeks too. I lost my eye, and I read in a book that the Greeks used to go to the temples to get healing, and when they were there, they would drink this potion, and at their dreams, Gaelen will come visit them, the physician Gaelen, and I am a psychic, and I made a calling to Gaelen. I said, I want you to show me what to do with my lost eye. And when I had this dream, well, actually, the Greek myth, they say that Galen will come with his dog, and I don't believe the dog part, because I saw Galen. He wasn't with the dog; he was with his wife. So when he came in, in the Bible they say that when the ghosts they come in, they are moving like 5 feet above ground. That's the one. There's a reason for that, is because they would want to announce themselves to you that you are they are someone of divine origin, someone worthy, and most people they either freak out, or they are disrespectful. They don't want to see these images. Anyhow, when Galen came in, and he came in with his wife, I have no doubt in my mind that she was the emperor's daughter. She was so beautiful, and her dress, she's shimmering with all these jewels. She had made up her hair, it was kind of blondish in a comb-like fashion. I don't know how to describe it. And Galen came in with a shimmering blue shirt. It was like millions of blue dots. He went around my head, and he looked at my left eye, but he didn't say anything. The image faded away. Anyhow, after a month or two, I had another dream where these ghosts, physicians, they were sitting around. I was sitting with them, and they were discussing, and they were saying that there will be some type of bionic eye, or tissue regeneration that I could benefit from later on. I guess Galen, he didn't want, he knew this eye is completely dead, and he looked for other ways. But afterwards, I went and looked at some of the images of Galen and his wife, and he looked very close, especially the shirt. I mean, I don't know where the blue color came for the nurses. It's an interesting coincidence. Anyhow, I've had many mediumistic experiences, and I will go over them. And one characteristic of many of them is that many things the ghosts communicate with you, they are very much the same stuff that they would say when they were alive. That's what their way of thinking. They imply that, and you can go check, or the image that they project is pretty much what I thought that the Gaelen, he looked like Springsteen, that rock singer. I looked at his statues and paintings. He looked a little bit like him when he was younger. I don't know. I might be deluded. Anyhow, if you find these ideas just too far out and freakish, you know, you don't have to adhere to them. These are personal beliefs, and I know I'm gonna get to be called all kinds of names, but hey, these are my experiences, and I do think they're very beautiful and worthy of preserving for future. Thank you very much.